Hello peeps and hello peppers. I just decided spontaneously to make like an extra video because I like my hair like this. Yeah, my friend spontaneously did my hair, and it always works better if someone else does it. Like I'm doing my very best to like keep myself and my surroundings clean, but obviously I sometimes need outside help and sometimes it comes spontaneously. Um, yeah, this is my bed. This is basically where I read and think and draw my little animals. And yeah, this is where I decided to give some thought to the issue of autism and not drinking enough and I mean like non-alcoholic beverages. I know there is a realistic problem about some neurodiverse people trying to bracket out the sensory overload by means of like drinking alcohol. And don't get me wrong here, I sometimes drink a glass of wine, and sometimes this even eases the coordination of my movements, but the operative word is a glass of wine. And if any of you think they or their loved ones are affected by alcoholism, please do get professional help. And yeah, I'm as I said, talking about non-alcoholic beverages today. I always had the problem as a child that like the adults basically yelled at me and like looked at me in this really hypnotizing way. You have to drink more because Dr. So and so said they had to put the children on a drip if they don't drink enough. That was actually like not very pedagogically successful because let's say my experience with autism is that the body doesn't have a feeling like it belongs to the head. So it is a little bit like a broken telephone at some point, and the signal when you have to eat and drink doesn't necessarily get through until it's maybe too late. I don't know if you see it on this video. I have really dry lips because, yeah, I basically almost don't drink any liquids. And then I'm complaining to my friends or the doctor again that I have like bladder infections or am very tired or let's say the fluids that we don't talk about on camera have like really strange odors. And but actually like all of the above gets better when I drink water. And of course, water is boring. I mean, like, of course, they also have preached me from a young age, water is life, and we were like even encouraged to donate for like building wells in other countries and so on. But let's say water tastes boring. Sometimes the algorithm recommends me actually some like rings with something like fruit juice inside that you can put into any random bottle to make the water taste a little bit like orange or a little bit like cherry or something like that. I haven't tested that yet, but that would be an option to make the water taste like something. So I would actually be more prone to drink it. What also has helped me was like really getting original drinking containers, like containers that I would actually enjoy. it's sort of like the same when the adults taught me to brush my teeth on a regular basis. They always bought me toothbrushes with my favorite Sesame Street characters, and then we had to kind of invent a story that Samson the bear or Grover the blue, whatever Grover is supposed to be, would be so proud of me if I brushed my teeth. So like today, I think I would have to put a sticker with a like either a manatee or a fjordulotli, which is like an Icelandic sea monster. I think I've made a video about that like many moons ago. Um, I would have to put a sticker of that on my water bottle, because then the respective animal that is probably sort of aquatic would be really proud of me that I drink something. Like when I'm at art markets or flea markets, I often also buy like some sort of eccentric cup, because that makes drinking more fun. And you might have seen that video on Instagram where the bottle, that's a cup. Like in Icelandic, it's botli for the cup, so not for the bottle. So it's a little bit confusing. So I bought a cup where the handle, or in Icelandic you call this the ear, is almost bigger than the cup itself. So it looks like a scoop. And actually, this helps me with the cerebral palsy to lift the cup. And that was actually really a reasonable investment, because that means I'm drinking tea and I'm drinking broth. That means I'm getting at least liquid to some degree. Like my friends also mean well and like keep giving me water bottles. Like some look like plastic pouches and some are made of plastic, and some are made of glass, where let's say I see the advantage in glass, because that, even though it's heavier, even though it can break more easily, it doesn't adopt the smells of the plastic or of whatever I put into the bottle. I'm mostly putting tea into the bottle, but let's say I think the black tea, because it's like somewhat acidic, is not good for my tongue. So I have to still figure out what is there to go drink for on the road. And I mean, like, people may find this strange, but I actually I collect paper cups. Like, it's a bit of Icelandic culture to have a coffee pump wherever you are. And by the coffee pump, there are often like paper cups. And I mean, of course, these paper cups are somewhat coded, because they always say plastic in product, and they have this cartoon of an endangered sea turtle on them, so that we may not throw it into the sea as far as we can avoid it. And that's why actually I try to use one paper cup multiple times, and actually that comes in handy for me, because like what I learned with cerebral palsy many years ago from someone who also had cerebral palsy is like, when this person or me lifts a coffee cup, this is like another person would lift, depending on the interpretation, between 1 and 5 kilos. So that means the paper cup makes the drinking lighter, and I can throw the paper cup out while I'm waiting for the bus. So I have mostly like a paper cup in my walker, in order to like drink 1 cup full of water on the way out, because like the bathroom is directly by the entrance door, and then I'm at least a little bit hydrated. I don't know what it's actually with the Icelandic culture and the coffee. Like one of my favorite YouTubers who talks about Iceland also had a good laugh with the audience because this person doesn't drink coffee, and then the guests wanted to be served coffee, and like, okay, we don't have coffee in the house, and then the next time the guests came over, they brought a coffee grinder and a pouch of coffee. Um, while people had their reasons to not drink coffee. So, yeah, let's communicate before we bring any well intended food gifts. Um, yes, I had a guest today and I had coffee, but I didn't have milk. So, but we found some sugar, and we found the sugar in my craft basket. Don't ask me how it got there. This is probably one of my strange storage chains. Like, as soon as I am alone and I live alone, I transport the things through the apartment bit by bit, because I know I've been kind of raised to, yes, and put this away right away so you don't forget it, and do this right away so you don't forget it. But I can't transport a little pouch of sugar all the way, especially if it's a bigger pouch of sugar, because coffee cup weighs in practice 5 kilos. So I do what works for me, and then when other people come in, I just have to tell them where the stuff is. And yeah, like usually I also remember that by means of those storage chains. So yeah, because my initial topic here was autism and hydrating, um, it helps a lot if I connect the drinking to something that I'm doing anyway. Like, let's say the majority of people who I know go to the toilet several times a day, and I have a paper cup by the sink, so I can drink, like, yeah, drink enough stuff whenever I am on the loo. Because actually, like, I don't want to drink from the toothbrush cup because that will always taste like toothpaste. Sorry if that sounds gross or someone thinks very much in pictures. Yeah, I have my designed paper cups for everything, and actually I've heard that more than once, that some people with autism who don't have energy to do the dishes, they eat from paper plates and drink from paper cups, and they have like nicely patterned paper plates for when they have a date. So I'm actually even thinking of collecting paper cups with nice patterns. Like, not collecting them from the street, but like when I see them in museums or something. Yes, there are a lot of people still with coffee to go, and I actually don't want to know how much trash of coffee to go there is and how that ends up in the ocean. Like, okay, the dog here also says trash my ass. Yeah, to me, it's good to use the paper cups multiple times, as long as they are like not seeping through, and as long as they are reasonably hygienic. And yes, if you have a problem keeping yourself hydrated, provided you are actually physically able to keep the drinking container visible. Find a drinking container that you actually like, so it can be a ritual to drink something. It should be a drinking container that you can handle. For instance, I can't open all the drinking bottles that there are. So choose something that fits you. That is you, because yeah, water is life, and let's don't trust these energy drinks, because they also contain like a lot of sugar and like nutrients that only work very short time. Bye bye.